What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back. Some transfer rumors to talk about. Well, one in particular, which is quite interesting considering I just mentioned it yesterday, which makes it even funnier for me. But listen, as you come in, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Leave your comments below. Big shout out to Mr. P who left a super thanks on the last video. Thank you for the support. And memberships are in the description. Yeah, man, let's have a look. Let's just say morning and evening to wherever you are around the world. Karen, morning, KG, and everyone in the chat. Robbie, how you doing? Yeah. Richard Ryan saying McKennie looks powerful, could shrug off a few opposition players and play a mid forward ball. Yeah, he certainly could. And good morning to everyone out there. Alex Roger though is saying, oh, let me just get that. It's gone up. Alex Rogers saying there are better out there than McKennie. Wasn't impressed during the World Cup. You want the player going to Juventus, not the player they are moving on. Well, there's no one going to Juventus, Alex Roger, because they can't do any business right now. Karen saying, from what I've watched on McKennie, he looks promising and would fit in well at Leeds. Yeah. So, yeah, nice to catch you. Yeah, I thought I'd do it around this time just to see if there's anyone different watching than the usual. Because obviously, when you do it at certain times, you'll probably always get the same kind of people. But yeah, I try and run it at a couple different times, see how it goes. But I wanted to get this out now because I don't know if I'll be available later. So, yeah, let me just say it. Matthew Smith, morning, KG. I'm watching from an aeroplane flying to Washington. Safe flight. Hopefully, this plane Wi-Fi holds up. Hope you're good, confident we can beat Forest. Also, Bielsa's turned down Everton. Right. Okay. So yeah, listen, I did a show yesterday in regards to Leeds United and talking about where people are, how people feel in regards to Jesse Marsch, where we are, and where do they think we're going to be in the second half of the season, being in mind there's 19 games to go. So if you didn't catch that video, it's the one from yesterday. It's still in the community tab, easy to find. So please watch that if you haven't already. But I also did mention at the end of the video that Weston McKennie was being made available by Juventus, and it's something that Leeds United should explore. Now, trust me, I didn't have any knowledge or any inside information to say that we were going to be looking at the guy, but to me, it just made sense. And we come to today where Damasio, Matteo Moretto of Italian media, and then Fabrizio Romano confirm that Leeds United have opened talks with Juventus over the transfer of Weston McKennie. I mean, absolutely surprised to see that this morning. It just shows sometimes you can speak things into existence. So I'm going to take that one. But for me, I think it's just a good option to get. And also with that as well, the Anahi deal isn't dead. The bid is still there from a few weeks ago. There's just no progress with it. So that's why Leeds are now exploring different options. And McKennie just makes sense to me. I said some of this yesterday, but I'll just reiterate for the transfer video. It makes sense both, player-wise, age-wise, and price-wise, because Tim Mason here is saying if he's available at a reasonable price, then yes, but I wouldn't pay over the odds for him. Well, thankfully, we don't have to pay Tim, but I know what you mean. I get what people are saying, but the rumored price is 17 million to 22, or if at tops 23 million. And for me, that's a very good deal for a 24-year-old with some potential still unfulfilled. And that's just it as well. We're not going to get a complete player at this stage. We're going to get a player who has got all the ability and probably hasn't fulfilled it properly. But that's what you're banking on, especially at that kind of money being 17 to 23 million. He already, and listen, we're going to talk about relationship and why I think it's probably possible that we can get it done. Now, listen, if we didn't have the current coach we have, if we didn't have Aronson, and certainly if we didn't have Tyler Adams, I wouldn't think it would be a possibility just from where we currently are, especially in January, I should say. But with the people that we've got in place, I do think it's a possibility. Now, there are other clubs interested in him, of course, and I'll get into why I think he could possibly choose Leeds over them. Let's have a look. What's everyone saying? No, everyone just... Oh, Bob's89 saying, hi, Cage. It seems like a strange strategy to go for from Unahi to McKennie. Completely different type of player. I don't think it's weird, Bobs. I think you just have to have different profiles and what fits. I think it's more of a case of if you get Unahi in, it would probably still remain the two. either Adams and Unahi, and then whoever's playing up, or Adams, Rocket, and Unahi playing further forward instead of Aronson. I think they're probably looking at it in that way. But then if it's McKennie, you're looking at Adams and McKennie and probably Rucker playing a bit further forward so he can do what he does, passing forwards and creative wise. So I think they are two different kind of players, but I still feel that they can fit in. If they get either one, I can see the reasons why both would fit in. Alex Pearson saying, I would prefer a defender, but McKennie would still give us better depth, better than nothing. More than better than nothing, Alex. It's quality in depth. It's something I mentioned yesterday, but you think about having McKennie on your books as well. You're going from having to worry about when Rucker or Adams are not on the team sheet, then you're wondering, well, who's going to be playing? Is JB going to be given a chance? Probably not. Is it going to be Sam Greenwood playing deeper where he's not really effective? You just give yourself, I mean, it's not going to be for sure. So this just gives us more quality in depth, and it's long overdue for me. These are the kind of signings that I want Leeds United to do to move us up the table. And listen, he's 24, and Arsenal are interested in him. So let me just get into that. Arsenal have also made an inquiry about him, but if Arsenal were to go for him and put in an official bid, of course, it's attractive to go there. They're top of the league. They're going to be in the Champions League next season, barring a catastrophic fall from the table. But also, what he'd have to do is back himself to break that midfield, which is currently Odegaard, who's the captain, Granit Xhaka, who's Mikel Arteta's favourite, and also Thomas Partey. So if you're looking at it from that, can Weston McKennie break into that? Does he back himself to do it? Maybe he does. But if he sees himself getting frustrated sitting on the bench, is that something that he fancies at 24 years old? Maybe not. Coming to Leeds United, though, listen. Coming to Leeds United, he's already got people here that he knows. He knows of Jesse Marsh. He knows, obviously, Brendan Aronson. And Tyler Adams is the key for me. That's the key component, because let me just get some quotes. And this is from an article back in September from 90 Minutes. This is what Weston McKennie says in regards to Tyler. One of the things, as far as me and Tyler have learned about each other, is that he does all the running and I do all the playing. He's kidding. But I think just us being together for as long as we have and knowing each other for so long, we've developed a relationship that we know each other's tendencies, that we know each other's abilities, we know each other's strengths and weaknesses and how to cover for one another. Sounds music to my ears, people. Music to my ears. And they've been playing with each other since they were 14 to 15 years old. So whichever comes in, we have some sort of familiarity with each player. And that's what I'm talking about. You wouldn't have to worry about him having to settle in. Yes, the Premier League is a different league from both the Bundesliga and Serie A, but he's already got his midfield partner whose game he knows. That to me is music to my ears. He knows his game, and just for clarity as well, it's got nothing to do with him being a US international. I don't care what nationality is. It just makes sense, and part of it being US obviously helps in this case. But I wouldn't just want him just because he's a US player. It has to make sense, and this makes all the sense in the world. When I'm picturing it happening, I can see it. I can see a team sheet saying Adams, McKennie, even Adams, McKennie, Rucker. And if Adams has to sit out for whatever reason, suspension, injury, McKennie and Rucker, I'm good with that. What we saying, people? What we saying? JP saying, I think it would be a great signing, but I do like Rucker though. Yeah, and I like Rucker too. But just it just gives you more options. I mean, listen, nobody really has a set three of our front three right now. I think if you ask everybody their front three, it will be different. But that's what you need. You need options like this. You need quality options like this. And Weston McKennie will definitely give us that. Danny saying, I've always said Rucker would be better further up the pitch. And you can see he enjoys it as well, Danny. He likes to be that creative force a bit further up, and having to track back to get back to Adams has been causing a little bit of an issue in this system. So that kind of midfielder coming in, it works for me. It absolutely works. And if Aronson has to then go to the bench, which I think he should already, by the way, on his current form, you've got another option in there. Rucker can play further forward and do his thing. Mr. P, shout out to you, Mr. P. But is he available? I would have thought Juventus would love to keep their players in their position. No, Mr. P, he is definitely available because they need to move some players off their books. So I think he's available, and don't quote me on this. I think Vlahovic is available, but I think Vlahovic is a little bit out of our price range. But what I'm saying is, Mr. P, Juventus are in a bit of trouble. They've just been deducted 15 points in Serie A with possible further action. They need to remove some players, and McKennie is one that they're willing to let go. Anthony Tomo must have joined late. What sort of price will he be? Just to reiterate, I believe the rumored price is between 17 to 23 million. So for me, 24 years old, it's a no-brainer. And you just think as well, Jorginho got signed and he spoke to Melier before he signed. Who knows? Maybe he wouldn't have come. Maybe he would have anyway. Who knows? But he was gonna. It was said that he was gonna have more options come the summertime. But he spoke to Melier, and Melier gave a glowing report of Leeds United. And I just figure that if Jesse goes in already, who he already knows, if Victor goes in and they bring Tyler with him as well as one of his closest friends, I think it's more than achievable. Obviously, it comes down to if Arsenal were to put in a bid and Leeds put in a bid, you could understand why Arsenal would be favourites. Better financial package, better prospects in terms of games, big games to be played. But if it's about playing football at 24, getting like a little mini reset on your career, come to Leeds United. That's what I would say. Come and play with your mates, man. Come play with your mates. Jamie Dodger just saying in regards to the last comment earlier, McKennie was very good in the World Cup. I thought he was. I thought the first game he wasn't very good, but he was out for a while in that one. But I thought he grew into the tournament along with Adams, who was good throughout. In all fairness, JP Agent Adams. Listen, it happens all the time in football. Happens all the time. Tim Mason, it would give us a proper Premier League bench. Tim, you're on the money. Like, it doesn't matter who's on the bench there. Somebody said a couple streams ago that it's not good to have a 30 million pound player on the bench. And I gave my explanation as to why it doesn't matter about that. Because eventually, when you're in the Prem for a long period of time, pretty much every player you're going to have is either going to be highly rated or is going to be worth 20 million pounds. The money that a player costs doesn't come into a selection. It comes into the quality of the player. And a proper Premier League bench, that's what I'm begging for, Tim. I just look at it this way. I've said to you guys many times, long-term subscribers will know, for me, if I see Adams out the team, my score prediction changes straight away. That's how our weak, our kind of depth is. But if you're bringing in another player like this and you see, Rucker's out, Adams out, McKennie starts, you're like, thank you. But yeah, listen. Yeah, Jonathan Melier helped get Ruta in. He did. He helped it. I'm not saying that Melier was the closer and it's Melier's words that made him sign, but they definitely help. Cloudy Bright, shout out to you, Cloudy Bright. I think we really need another midfielder. We really only have 4 options for 3 paces. Yeah, and we're seeing one right now in Aronson who is badly out of form. And I know Melier recently has been talking about Aronson will come good again. And I'm agreeing with Melier. I haven't given up on Aronson. I have to reiterate that. But he's out of form. And you take Aronson out and put Rucker further forward and start with a McKennie and Adams DM pairing. Ooh. Give me that. Give me it all day long. So that's my thoughts on it. It just, everything about it just makes sense. And we see Andrea out in San Francisco with the 49ers. You've got to believe that if we do get this done, which would be incredible, by the way, for me, there'll be a huge part of why we do get the deal done. So, yeah, I mean, what's everyone saying? Yeah, I mean, Leeds 1-2, only 1 week to go, need more action. Absolutely. We're coming up to the final week as well. And that's why the Unahi one, even though the bid is still active, we do need to move on. I think it's fair to say we should have had a deadline set on that one before we moved on. But if we get this one done and cancel the Unahi one, I completely understand. Tim Mason. We'll be having 4th of July parades at Ellen Road next. You know what? I've seen that as well today. People saying Leeds United States and everything. But in truth, we only had one starter in that whole team because Brendan didn't really play. So I know what people are saying though with the whole Jesse thing and everything else like that. Alex Pearson saying, to be fair, I'm really sold on McKennie now. I was happy to have him before, but now I want him even more. God, I hope that's not just from what I've said, Alex. It's not for me just about getting in and anybody as well. I just, there's some names that haven't been legitimate ones where I've just scratched my head and rubbed my head and gone, no. But one thing I will say about the board, is that we're doing really well in terms of signings that we seem to be going for this month. I've been very impressed with the legit sources of who we're trying to sign. You know, first of all, the verbal one that we've got in, which has been real good for our defense. Unahi, that's a good one to be linked with, and obviously now Weston McKennie. I'm really impressed with the caliber of player that we're going for, and that's what I want to see, especially in the summer. And then we'll move up the table. Then we don't have to think about Weston McKennie coming here as maybe as a stopgap and hoping to get back to Champions League one day. Hopefully, Weston McKennie comes in, sees the project that we've got, forward the four players that for me are incredible, and then he sees himself as a building block to get Leeds up the table. Because until we get up the table, people, and this is something else what people have got to understand, until we get up the table, we'll be getting in players like this, getting players like Nanto. And if we don't move up from these 16th, 14th place finishes, we'll be always be susceptible to losing them. We just will, from clubs that have got more ambition. It sucks, but that's why you've got to get players like this and build your team up. So then we're flirting with the UEFA Cup. Ring 1999. How you doing? The Europa League places. Yeah, that's what you need to do. And signings like this help. Robbie saying McKennie's would make us more solid. Makes sense because I think we're sorted up front. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we need to add any more firepower to this right now. I do think that there will be sales to be made in the summer, and we'll obviously touch on that in a future video. But yeah, up front, I think we're absolutely good. And when Somerville comes back, even stronger. But we do need to take care behind the front line. Absolutely. Richard Ruff saying, I'll be happy we get McKennie just what we need. Agreed. And obviously, if anyone disagrees or if you do agree, let me know in the comments after the video. And just another little tidbit as well. Jesse Marsh was talking about Verba signing, and he spoke to Liam Cooper before and just saying it will help Liam Cooper not have so much strain on him and things like that. He doesn't have to train as much and then play a game because he's having trouble doing that. I think that's fairly obvious to see anyway. I don't know. I think that's just a nice way of saying we're slowly phasing you out. I mean, he did say that he's an important player still. I think he's important to the camp, Liam Cooper, just as a leader kind of thing. But when it comes to playing, I think you saw the difference with Verba and the quality that he brings. And this is what it is for me. This is what we've needed to do: update the quality, upgrade the quality, I should say, and become a better football team. We should be better than we are, but it's good that the board are looking to address that. Really is good. Jake is saying McKennie isn't a confidence player. He's a real SOB type, which is great. Very good on set pieces too. Jake, absolutely correct. That's what I want weeded out of the team, Jake. These confidence players. I need some of these guys gone. We've got too many of them in the team. Jesse Marsh has even said that before, but even to us as fans, we could see that before. You know, how many of them just thrive in that no crowd arena? It's scary to me. And then the crowds come back and they shrink. We need more players that believe in themselves. You know, I'm not saying that every player has to be an a-hole. I'm not saying that, but you need players that are confident in their own ability, that believe that when they go on the pitch, that they are the best player and that they will win the game. We need more of that. Baka is saying he should be an established Spanish international. Oh, speaking of that as well, by the way, I saw in the report as well that Rocca may be called up to Spain next. And hey, good luck to him if he can, man. Good luck to him. Because overall for us this season, I think he's been good. I think at the moment he's becoming a bit of a lightning rod with the fans. I think that anytime he misplaces a pass right now, it's just being jumped on, and it's unfortunate. But for me, Rocca's done way more good for us than bad, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Yeah, Sam, we don't need any more nervous players. No, I'm sick of it, man. I'm sick of them, Sam. You know, they might be nice guys and do things like that, but forget all that. Nice guys has given us this kind of football. We need players that believe in themselves. And, you know, Tyler Adams is clear of that, by the way. Tyler Adams believes in himself. Remember when he first came in, he's coming in for Calvin Phillips, a player that's adored by Leeds United fans, Leeds' own Calvin Phillips. He comes in and says, I'm not here to be Calvin Phillips. I'm here to be Tyler Adams. Love that. That's what you need. That's what you need. It's what you need to succeed in football. They've got to back up the ability. They've got to back up the talk with the ability, but these players will, you know, and if they don't, just forget I ever did this video. It's fine. It's fine. Quinn's dude is saying Verba is going to be good for Cock and bring out the best in him and be the player we know he can be. Yeah, Quinn's dude. I mean, Robin Cock for me has been okay this season, but it could be because of the partners that he's had. Maybe he doesn't have full trust in them, but you can see Verba has already been a calming influence, and it's important that we keep him safe and keep him healthy. You know, saying that as well, by the way, keeping him fit. You know, I'll only speak about it because they're around where we are in the table. But West Ham obviously signed Danny Ings for 15 million. Well, he came on a substitute and got injured, so he's going to be out for a few weeks. And that was always the risk with Danny Ings for me in terms of doing a permanent deal. I remember when he was available, it was said that he was available on loan. I would have taken him on loan for the rest of the season because I didn't know what we was doing. I thought our remit was 15 million and below and loan signings, but that's the risk you get. I know he hasn't had major injuries lately, but he's always susceptible to these kind of injuries. And West Ham's boost that they were hoping to get from him, well, they're not going to get it for maybe a month now. Just shows you, isn't it? Just shows you. Kirk saying, evening from Sydney, KG, keep up the good work. Shout out to you from Australia and all around the world. I know that see the analytics and where people are watching from blows my mind, but shout out to you, worldwide people. Quinn's dude, wait for some Welbeck rumors again one more time. Encore, yeah. Those rumors are all dead to me. Quinn's dude, it's funny in terms of that because we were hearing some of the old lazy links again, but I don't even think there were links people. I think it was just, and I'll be honest, I think it was just local journalists who don't really get the insight anymore, just trying to give names that they have heard before and just trying to regurgitate them. I don't think we was ever looking at players like Che Adams. I just don't see how you look at a player like that and then you go and sign Jorginho Ruta. I don't see it. I just think it was just rumors just to try and I don't know what they were trying just to stay relevant. Not relevant. That's harsh, but they were old rumors just regurgitated basically. So yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it with those kind of players now. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Leeds 1-2. Just more verbal love here. Love to see it. Verba made Cock and Strike better. Yeah, Strike had a more composed game, his most composed game since after the break. But plus his hair's growing too, so maybe that's got something to do with it. Bob's 89. You think Harrison could leave this window? I don't think so, Bob's. But I wouldn't be opposed to it. But what I think of Jack Harrison right now is he is a good bench player. And listen, if you do think Harrison's a starter, cool, let me know. I just don't see where Harrison starts ahead of Sinistera when he's fit, but more so Nanto. I just don't see where he fits in. Unless he's going to play a more central role, I don't see where Harrison fits in. But for me, at this point, Harrison's a bench player. And that's it for me. That's just my opinion though. Ed in the house. KG, you want Veghorst? We'll terminate his loan and let you have him. Nah, we're good here, man. We're good with our attackers. We're good on this side. You know what? I'm saying this now, Ed. Veghorst may just score in the 2 games that we got in a couple of weeks, and it just the Leeds way. But that don't mean anything. Don't get hyped over that. Liam Moore linked with Ryan Kent again. I know, just lazy links, aren't they? NJ1 saying a quick check on Wiki. Weston McKennie has played a lot of games, nothing in there regarding injuries. No, he does have some, not a checkered injury history. I think that's harsh, but he's got himself back up to full fitness again and has been playing for Juventus regularly lately. So yeah, I mean, listen, he was suffering with a couple of injuries, but for me, it's nothing to be concerned about. Nothing to be concerned about in my opinion. I think there's players that have got worse injury histories that are still being reliable now. So yeah, I'm not concerned about his past injury histories. In my opinion, that's just me though. Bubs is just saying in regards to his Harrison questions that he agrees Nanto, Ruta, Sidney, and Rodrigo over Harrison all day. Yeah, exactly. I just think that we've stepped up a level. And listen, Jack Harrison for all the work he does in the off season, and he does a lot. So credit to him. He's been on Insta lately with some inspirational lyrics and like defiant lyrics to say he's still here. But we need to see that on the pitch, Jack, when you get your opportunities, and it's really as simple as that. Mr. Jones just sat down with an ice cold beer. Hello from Thailand, KG. Shout out to you, Mr. Jones. Sliced bread. We signed the Dutch Peter Crouch. He weren't good enough for Burnley, but he's good enough for Man United. Well, that's on you. Listen, that's for your side, Ed. I don't know what's going on over there. Um, Lee Bird is just asking where the link has come from. Lee, it's come from Damasio and also from Fabrizio Romano, who confirmed it as well this morning. So obviously Fabrizio has done his due diligence and has found out that that link is true. That's the only reason why I speak about it here. Not just Fabrizio. There's a couple of others that I would speak about, but I don't just speak about any transfer link. I just don't do it. But yeah. Glenn saying so much content coming at the moment. Yeah, it's good because I've got a new laptop now, and also I've improved the connection, as you guys have known, because I noticed that the Wi-Fi jokes aren't flying no more. What you saying? You people used to love giving me the Wi-Fi jokes, man. But listen, no more, no more. They're gone now. They're gone. So yeah, and oh yeah, NJ1. That's a good point. Yeah, the young man injuries, growing pains. Yeah, I liken it a lot to Joe Gelhardt, NJ1. I don't think that he's gonna be blighted with injuries. I just think they're growing pains. JP saying, yeah, KG, stay consistent, bro. You're top tier. I try to be. I try to be. But yeah, so yeah, listen, people. I'm not sure if there's anything else I've got to cover. Let me just check my notes. While I'm doing that, please hit a like on the video for me if you haven't done so already. No, there's nothing else. I think I've covered everything. Wonder if Jamie Dodger is saying, wonder if McKennie still has the colourful hair. I like a bit of character. Yeah, I love characters in football. You know, there's too many robots in football these days for me, Jamie Dodger. And I think it goes to how players play now. There's so many system players that when you take them out of a certain system, they look so ordinary. Whereas, you know, when I was watching football, there were so many game changers in games, and you know those days have obviously gone now to where players can freely express themselves unless they're the elite of the elite. But yeah, I love characters in football too. They make the game fun. They make the game fun. Mark saying, "Hey KG, first time I've caught you live. Hope you're well. McKennie would be a great buy, in my opinion. Suits our play 100% and is a goal threat. Can't disagree with that. And shout out to everyone that's caught me live because this obviously is a different time to when I usually go on." Andrew saying, "Is Gelhardt going on a permanent?" I don't know, Andrew. I think it's still a loan. And if it is to Wigan, I don't see how they would be able to pay for him permanently. So, yeah, I think it is going to be a loan move, and you know we'll see if there's any clauses in that. If it's going to be a loan with option to buy or view to, with or obligation to buy, and that's it as well with McKennie. I think we do have to do it outright. I don't know if anyone's going to trust us again with a loan with an obligation to buy after the JKI saga. So, you know, I would just want it permanent anyway, much like Jorginho Ruta, just to get that core, a new core, the new breed of core for Leeds United, all bedded in and ready for next season too. Yeah, he is the heart. McKennie is a character in the locker room. Yeah, heard that a lot as well. Heard that a lot. Uh, let's have a look. NJ1, what do you think about the keeper coming in? Can you see Melier leaving? I don't know where that keeper rumor's gone. I heard about that a couple weeks ago. The one from Bruges, yeah. Melier, in regards to Melier, I think we have to talk about that in the summer. There's a couple of teams out there in the top 6 in England alone that are probably looking at Melier and looking for him to be their long-term successor. So we'll see. We'll talk about Melier in the summer because he's not going anywhere in January, quite obviously. But I do think that there's replacements out there that we could get for probably a fraction of what we'll sell him for. Established goalkeepers that I think would be a fraction for Melier. And yeah, I think he'll be going for a sizable fee if he does go, but he may stay. We don't know. We'll see as the summer progresses, won't we? But yeah, bloody saying, don't ignore me from Miami, Florida. Shout out to you, man. Listen, I was a Heat fan for a few years when LeBron was there. Yeah, I'm one of those people in basketball anyway, where I go where LeBron goes. I sign the bandwagon form every time he leaves. So yeah. Bucker just asking, anyone else think we're going in the right direction? I did cover this on the last stream. Like I said, if you didn't see that stream, go back and watch that one from yesterday, where I also discussed Weston McKennie there too. But I absolutely think we're going in the right direction. Listen, we've got 19 games left of the season. Our team looks better. We're playing better. Will the points come? Bloody hope so. I hope so. But I can only go from what I'm seeing right now, and I think that we are moving in the right direction. I gotta put my cojones out there. I do think so. Um, yeah, Robbie. Yeah, exactly. This is the evolution we've been crying out for. Well, I only ever speak for myself, Robbie. I can only ever do that because I remember when I said that we should possibly cash in on Bamford when he scored the 17 league goals, and people were unsubscribing like I said that we got the plague or something. It was mad, but yeah, this is the evolution we were crying out for. This is the next generation. This is the next line of what Leeds United should look like, and hopefully will get us back into those places where we can think about UEFA. I did it again, Europa League football and things like that again. I want to see those things again in my lifetime. I do. We're in 2023 now. There's people that don't even. There's Leeds fans right now that never even saw us in the Champions League. That for me is insane. It's absolutely insane. But it's not just Champions League. We had a good UEFA Cup run the year before. I want to see us back there. I think we deserve to be. Listen, I did the video a couple videos ago in regards to the amount of revenue we bring in. We're huge. We're a big club, but we have to realize our potential. Without that, we're just going to be a middling Premier League team, and I don't want to be that. I want to come on here and celebrate more victories with you guys as well. Those are way more fun than talk about losses. That's for sure. Uh, and listen, Leeds 1-2, who's an older fan, will tell you as well. They've seen league titles and FA Cups. I went to a 1975 European Cup final that did not go well. I know the story. But see, that's what I'm talking about, man. We need to create new memories, man. I'm sick of throwing on Premier League years 99, 2000 to restore the feeling. I want to get that feeling back now. But yeah, I don't know. Shall I? Yeah, 32 minutes. I think that's a good time. Unless anybody else got anything else to add, let me know. Let me know, and I'll finish up with this one. Enzio saying, think with a few more quality additions in the future, as long as we get enough points this season, we should be good, KG. Absolutely. I think we'll only get better as we stay in the Premier League longer. I still maintain we're a couple windows behind where we should be, but we can't do anything about that now. So let's continue to go onwards and upward, especially with the kind of signings that we're looking to make. And let's keep an eye on this Weston McKennie one. Don't be scared of the Arsenal thing. There's so many reasons why he would go there, but there's so many reasons why he come to Leeds United too. All depends on what he wants for his next step. Callum Sharp just saying, do you see it happening? I think we've got as good a chance as anybody. Aston Villa were linked with him a couple of weeks ago with an informal inquiry. I think we've got much chance as anybody, especially with, like I say, Jesse Marsh, Brendan, and Tyler Adams being here. Tyler Adams being his friend from a youth team. So we've got as good a chance as anyone, but obviously the package has got to be good. The financial package has got to be good. And the project that he's being sold has to be one that he's looking forward to being a part of. Same with any prospective signing. And I hope we do that. I hope we do that. But listen, I'm going to end it there, people. Give me your thoughts on the video of what's been discussed. I'm Weston McKennie. Do you want him? Do you not want him? Give your reasons why you do or don't want him. Check out the previous video too if you didn't see that one. Smash a like, subscribe. And you know what? I'll see you in the next one. And whenever that may be, because I didn't expect to do this one today. Peace out, people. Love for the chat today as well. You've been brilliant. Peace out.